Hello, internets. Wow, it's been a while, hasn't it? Much longer than I had planned to be away, but here I am. I'm back, and I'm alive. Stick around, we'll chat. Welcome back to the channel. Man, it has been 5 months, almost 6 months since I posted a video, and what I had planned to, well, take was 4 to 6 weeks, a little break, reconfigure my brain if nothing else. And you know what? Life happens. So here we are back again. And I have to confess, I was super nervous coming out here today. Not to ride, but to talk to you. I felt like that girl going to the prom for the first time. So much so that I was halfway out of my driveway and I was wondering, why do my feet feel strange? And that's when I discovered I'd forgotten to put on my riding boots. So back in the house I went. And that wasn't the only thing I forgot. I think I had to go back in the house 2 times before I actually got on the bike and out of the driveway. But I know you're all wondering, where have I been? What have I been up to? And, you know, as I already said at the beginning, life happens. And this summer and early fall, it wasn't all good. It wasn't all bad. It was definitely a combination of things. So I'm not going to come on here and give you a sob story as to what life has been like. But yeah, there have been some difficulties. But one of the things I did talk about when I left the channel hanging back at the very end of May, beginning of June, was that I was going to get to go visit my mom up in Maryland, who I had not seen for a little over a year and a half because of the pandemic, and for her safety, if for nothing else, or for no other reason. And I did get to go visit my mom. It was wonderful. I did take some video of my trip and some places up there that I hope to share with you. My intention was to be back sooner than this, and then there were some other things that came up. But hey, you got to roll with what comes your way. I have learned that many, many times in my 51.5 years. But today is a beautiful day in Florida. It is 66 degrees outside. It is, gosh, I don't even know what the date is, or even what day fall actually begins, but it's early fall. This video will most likely be posted the week before Thanksgiving 2021 or the week after, because I don't plan to post on Thanksgiving, as I will be out wandering about myself, and I like to be present and able to interact in the comments when I post a video. Traffic is a little heavy today. It's a Sunday. I'm not entirely sure why it's busier today than usual, but my goodness, nobody wants to go the speed limit, that's for sure. Which is fine. We can make it work. I am following the path of my very first video that I shared here on this channel in January of this year, 2021. And it just seemed like the right time to revisit my favorite roads to motovlog on. Something that I think is super important is to have roads where you feel you can meander about without a lot of traffic fussing you. And that is what these roads are for me. I know you're all wondering what it is I've been up to. I did go to visit my mom, as I already mentioned. And I also started doing something this summer. Well, yeah, early summer. that I had not done in probably 20 years. And before that, it had probably been, I don't know, a decade. I went one time with my son. And you're going, what are you talking about? I started roller skating again. And boy, do I have some stories to share. I grew up going to the roller skating rink every single Saturday for a fair portion of my childhood. I even took roller skating lessons. And while I am no figure skater, I can hold my own. And I loved roller skating. And so I had this friend who went out with her son to California early in the year, and when she came back in the spring, she bought roller skates, and she started sharing photos of her roller skating adventures, and I was like, oh, I can do that. I have been trying to find ways to be more active, which is something I did not do over the summer, despite the roller skating, which, yeah, there were some adventures. I'll tell you about those in another video, but I've needed to be more active, less sedentary, and the extra 10 pounds I've put on since June just reminds me of that fact. We're not going to talk about that. It is simply a statement of fact. I'm not worried about how I look. But yeah, I don't like buying new clothes, and I don't like putting on a lot of weight quickly, which is something I've never in my entire life done, so it's kind of strange, but hey, aging, this is what happens. So yes, I started roller skating again. Didn't do that as much as I'd like. And then I had a few issues. I wouldn't call them medical issues or even health issues, but physical issues. And my gosh, it's like internally, and I know a lot of you who are around my age or even older can absolutely identify with this, that you feel so much younger. I feel so much younger inside than I actually am, chronologically. As I already said, I'm 51 and a half, and up until the last couple of years, I really didn't feel my age. And while I still don't feel old, quote unquote, I know I'm not old per se. As the years progress, and as I have never been one to go to the gym or be overly physically active, I was blessed, I guess, with, or fortunate to have a really high metabolism, and I was extraordinarily active in the work that I did for a solid decade up until I turned 40. And the last 10 or 11 years, I have had more sedentary jobs, and that has led to a change in my physical self. And man, it is super hard to try and create a habit of health focus, becoming physically active, committing to the gym or walking or any of those things when you've never had to do it. And I know there are people who have struggled with their weight their entire lives, and I know how frustrating that must be, but I have never been in those shoes. And I say that with no amount of hubris or like pride. That's simply my body chemistry, the way I was made, and I took it for granted. That's the point I'm making. I took it for granted. And now I can't anymore. But I had some health issues, physical ailments that came up. Nothing serious, in case anyone's wondering. No, nothing serious. They were just nuisances. And one of them is continuing to plague me. And it's actually something I caused myself because I was a little too quick to try to become more fit. To those of you who have stopped by this channel and dropped a note on my message, or to those of you who have stopped by the channel and dropped a note on a video saying, hey, we miss you, looking forward to having you back, can't wait to see you, hope you're doing well. Thank you, I so appreciate that. Anyone who didn't do that, I throw no shade at you, because frankly, when a channel like mine stops sharing videos, you get lost, you're forgotten about. I don't mean in the grand scheme of things, like if someone mentioned this channel, they'd be like, oh yeah, I used to watch that channel. But when you're inundated daily by new videos and new social media and news stories, everything's digital these days, so it's perfectly understandable that a lot of you just, figured, oh, hey, she stopped posting, or you didn't think about me at all. And that is absolutely okay. I'm all right with that. Because like I said, I was coming out here going, man, am I gonna feel comfortable doing this? Like, am I gonna find that, you know, that same groove that I feel like I had achieved back when I was posting regularly? And I hope that I am finding that. I hope that I can turn this into a functional, workable video that you all can appreciate and enjoy. And that you will finally know that, yes, I am returning to the channel. And I think we're just gonna call it season 2. Because I have been gone almost half a year. Again, wasn't my plan, but you have to roll with it, whatever comes your way. You all know this, you're all adults, you know how that works. Life doesn't always go the way you plan. But I am super excited to come back and share some things with you, you know, share stuff just that's running around in my brain. I will give you a hint now that the channel may change going forward, not immediately, and I'll let you know when it does. And it won't be something dramatic. I'm not going to, you know, sell the bike and just start, you know, being a talking head video channel. That will never happen. But I do plan to share just things that are going on in my life, talk about concerns, whatever happens to come to mind. When I get on the back of the motorcycle, it is a motovlog. If I'm talking to you, it is a motovlog. It is simply a vlog that occurs on the back of a motorcycle. So I may share, well, I know I will share more things that are simply life oriented as opposed to motorcycle oriented. And I believe that y'all are open to that. As many of you assured me, and something I fully recognized but hadn't embraced, I guess, completely when I was posting in the past, every channel is different and I don't have to be like anyone else, and there's a place for every type of person here on this platform, YouTube. And not everyone will like what I put out. Not everyone will like me. We find what resonates with us, what touches us for whatever reason, and those are the channels that we stick with. I say that from personal experience. I think I have managed to go all the way through this entire episode without even introducing myself to those of you who may be new here. I'll do that now. My name is Gina, otherwise known as Ginger Dash. I sure hope that this thing is on. This is quite literally the first time I've put these cameras on my helmet and my bike since the last video I shared with you guys that was on the bike. I didn't test them. Fingers crossed. I know they work, whether they're recording or not, I don't know. But regardless, thank you all for coming and visiting with me today. Thank you in advance for welcoming me back, because I know so many of you will. And welcome to those who may not have seen me before, but may be interested in looking at my back catalog, which starts January of 2021, when I talk about buying my very first motorcycle with 0 riding experience for my 50th birthday. So you can start there if you happen to find this one before that. So that is all I have for you today. Until next time.